Hello and welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we are meeting in the moon garden and we're gonna have a little moon garden tour. I am so pleased with how this moon garden has turned out this year. It is looking absolutely beautiful and abundant, and it is the middle of August and some things are looking a little tired. We'll see. I'll show you those things, obviously. But overall, the way that this garden turned out this year, I'm really happy about it. So I'm excited to share with you another tour of the moon garden pretty soon. Come fall, like mid-September, we probably will stop tours because there won't be much of anything to see in the moon garden. It's mostly perennials and annuals and nothing else for winter interest, really. This area is very shaded and very wet in the wintertime, so I really don't spend very much time out here, so not a whole lot of reason to have pockets of fun in the wintertime. But I will bring you along with all the maintenance and the winterization of the moon garden as well. But today, let's just enjoy the summer abundance. So we're going to start up on the deck. We still have tons of the white geraniums blooming. The pansies or violas are just starting to flush out again. It is fairly windy here, so hopefully the vocals will be okay. Anyhow, that's really fun. Shows up nicely under the moon. All the white flowers. I'm noticing that even though my lilac has a little bit of sun damage on it, it does have a lot of buds. So I'm giving it one more year. It only had one bloom on it this year, so I'm not touching it. So if it blooms on old wood, it has an opportunity to bloom next year. If it's, if it's going to stay in the garden, it better perform. All right, let's go down into the garden here. So first of all, we have Guaria blooming. Really sweet little white flower. We have Barcopa blooming in here, trailing, very nice. This is a pumpkin on a stick decorative plant, and let me tell you, if you want a host plant, I guess plant one of those, because the rest of the plants in this container look pretty good compared to that. It's like I don't even want to take it out because I just want things to eat that and not the rest of the plants. I'm going to back up for a second. We do have the Proven Winners Azalea double up white or something like that. And it was supposed to bloom multiple times, but I'm wondering if it's just too shady right here. It did just get planted this spring, so maybe it just needs to be a little bit more established to bloom again. I'm not sure. The chocolate ajaga is really filling in really nicely. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, the Pearly Everlasting is blooming. It's been in bloom for a little while, but it's doing really nicely after the transplant this spring. This is the second flush of these Madam Butterfly white snapdragons. I grew them from seed. The seeds came from Floret, and I love it. It's really doing super well. Of course, these are spent blooms, but they've done just great. Remember, the other ones were like really big. We cut those down, and then this is the second flush, and I'm seeing the possibility of a third flush, which is awesome. Looking a little deeper into this space, we have clematis blooming, and it's just kind of rambling over the crocosmia and the supertunias. This is Supertunia Midnight, and I did not do a middle of the summer prune on this, and you could definitely tell how leggy it is, and it would have certainly benefited from a middle of the summer prune job. I thought I could get away with it, but now I know that I can't, and that's fine. Next year we'll make sure that that pot gets trimmed in mid-July. But still tons of color for this time of year, so I'm happy with that. The double up begonias are looking fabulous, and as well as this Barcopa too. And then we have the pincushion flowers that we planted from seed, and they're just going wild. Look at this. They're so fun and fluffy. I love them. And so these are the white ones, and then we have the black ones also. And this, look at those. Aren't those so cool with the white little seeds in there? I love them. Backing up a little bit, new flush of pansies. These are the pansies that we planted last fall. We've left them. They were in this container. I moved them to a container down here, so they're a little bit shaded and protected. They've been blooming all summer, and they look really good right now. And then we have another Cleome coming up. This is the hyacinth bean that's just kind of rambling around, this purple vine. It's kind of an interesting color mixed in there. It's really close to the chocolate ajuga, which again is spreading very nicely. All right, coming over here to this crazy container. The Dusty Miller is maintaining its shape this time. The white osteospermum have started to bloom. Aren't those just beautiful? And then the Mini Vista whites have finally kind of taken over, and then we do have a little bit of the Terrania in here as well. So really happy about all of that, doing really well. We're going to have a lot of the osteospermum coming up pretty soon. The Blue Moon Super Bells looking absolutely beautiful. Just love it. And then above that, hanging over our partition here, is the Himalayan honeysuckle, and I just absolutely adore these blooms. They are just absolutely precious. And then you could see the berries are coming up on it. Oh my gosh, just wonderful. And then over here we have the Twilight Super Bells, and they are a double Super Bell, and they did not do as well over here. I think probably just too much shade from this Twinberry, which has grown like 2 feet since we pruned it this spring, but it is all in bloom. You could see all of its blooms, and then it starts to get the berry on it. The Blue Moon Hosta is doing really well, as well as the Twilight Hosta. They both did super in this garden this year without very much slug damage, so that's exciting. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the moon garden at the end of August, middle of August, and I hope that it's inspiring you to plant your own moon garden to enjoy underneath a full moon and in the night hours. I mean, this moon garden, even when it's not a full moon, we have solar lights out here, and it's just so fun to be out here or look out the window and see this garden in bloom at nighttime. It's just such a treat. And I hope you're celebrating your life, and if you think anybody else would enjoy it, please share, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.